Yeah.
Well, whilst we're on Arsenal, you mentioned your Ian Wright story, so please do tell us more.
Oh, yeah, I must tell you this story. He had, it was round about sort of September time, 97 it was, and I used to talk to all of them, but you know, because you're there all the time, it was very like friends. And Ian said to me, he said, "I'm having a terrible time at the moment." I said, "Why?" He said, "I can't seem to get my goals to do the Cliff Baston record."
Right.
So I said to him, "I tell you what I'll do." I said, "I've got a crystal and I'm going to put a wish on it for you. And I'm going to give you this." And I said, "I want you to take it with you to the match." This was round about Tuesday, I think it was, and it was the match on the Saturday. Anyway, my husband had bought a seat where, you know, when they transformed the clock end into a seating.
Yeah.
So you bought a seat, and he had his own seat with David on it.
Oh, right, okay.
So I had my brother-in-law there and his friend there, so they all had their own little seats. Anyway, on the Wednesday or something, so I gave him this crystal, and I said, "Look, take this crystal with you, you'll get your goals." He goes, "Will I?" I said, "Yes, you will." So anyway, I didn't think it would happen, but I just thought it will. Anyway, when I got home, I said to David, "Oh, you know, I've given this crystal to Ian Wright." And he says, "All right, okay." He says, "I can't go on Saturday." He says, "I've got to go to America." He says, "Do you want to take my seat?" And I went, "Yeah, absolutely." So I didn't know until the Saturday I was definitely going. So I got there, and the thing is, you know, everyone knows each other, don't they? Because they've all got their own seats.
Yeah.
So I sat down, and everyone was going, you know, "Who's this?" And they said, "Oh, she's Dave's missus." Anyway, so they started to chat around, and I think it was Steve, no, it would have been Paul, said, "She's given Ian Wright a crystal so that he gets his goals to get the Cliff.
Get the record, yeah.
Get the record." Well, you can imagine what happened. I mean, I literally had the worst bantering of, you know, "Don't be stupid, this is ridiculous," you know, and all this sort of thing. Anyway, of course, he scored his first goal within like 16 minutes, first half. Then he scored again in the first half. So not only did he equal it in the first half, he
broke the record.
He broke it. And of course, those guys, they went from, I went from zero to hero. And that's all they talked about. They didn't talk about the goals in the end. They talked about that I'd given them a blooming crystal.
You should have took some crystals back next week and charged them a tenner each. Yeah.
But you know what? I saw Ian at the gym, and he came and gave me a kiss, and he said to me, I can't believe it. I can't believe I've done it." And he says, "Can I have another wish on it?" And I said, "Yeah." I said, "What do you want?" He goes, "I want to be picked for England," because apparently he hadn't been picked for England for a while.
Yeah,
he was a strong contenders.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah, so anyway, he got picked, but I think he then got injured. So, but he did get picked, so the wish did come on his next crystal.
Oh,
but I'm wondering whether he remembers that. I don't
Well,
know.
I was going to say, he obviously has his own, or is on a particular podcast or show called The Overlap, and be great if he ever did refer to that situation on that. Or
well, when we get him on the show.
Yeah, or if we get him in the hot seat, yeah. But if
we will ask him.
anyone out there listens to this, you know, see if you can get Ian Wright to talk about it on
Stockwell House.
Well, we'll have one of your crystals, and our wish will be Ian Wright.
Yeah.